What is going on? This is Madden's Elite Podcast coming to you live for the first ever any pay per view review, live stream event review. I'm sorry. I still want to call it pay per view. But man, did Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins kill it last night? They told an amazing story, and I understand that a lot of people want high spots and things like that to start the match, but Cody Rhodes is more of a technical wrestler. He's not going to do that. He believes in building the match up slowly, and then switching gears and switching gears and switching gears, which they did like 3 or 4 times during the match. I mean, they didn't. Excuse me, my eye here. They didn't really need the sell. I mean, they used it briefly, but the moves they were doing, the chair shots, the table shots, all that was making up for it. And Cody's injury told the whole story, which I really, really enjoyed throughout the match. I mean, Cody's a great storyteller. How people can still hate this man, I don't get it. Just because he went to WWE, so what? He has a family to support and provide for, and he wanted to be a bigger star. There's nothing wrong with that. You should not be in a wrestling business if you don't want to go all the way to the top. I believe anybody in a wrestling business will tell you that. That's what they're there for, to go to the top. Yeah, you have some people that are content in being where they are, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with that either. But you should be in there to want to be number one. And man, did that bruise looks? Oh my God! I was just like, damn, Cody. But he's a fighter. He loves this. He truly loves wrestling. You could tell when he walked into the match. He kissed the apron. He was in tears. He was emotional. I mean, how can you hate a guy like that? I really don't understand how you can hate someone like that just for switching companies. I mean, who wouldn't take 3 to 5 million? I mean, shit. I'd be like, sign me up. You know, I may not like what they may have for me, but I'll do it. I mean, that's a part of everyday life. If you don't want to strive to be better, then what are you here for? I mean, I don't understand. I do feel like this is the last between Cody and Seth because of how many gears they did switch through the match. Usually, when Cody goes to the climax of everything, that's how you can kind of tell that that's it. They're going to move on after this. They maybe may throw one more in, but I don't see that. I think three is plenty. You want to keep this memory a good memory. You don't want to overdo it and overdo it and overdo it like they did with AJ and Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh my God. I mean, including house shows, that match was like they wrestled probably 50 times that month. I mean, it's just terrible. That's overkilling it, and you don't want to do that. WWE, Vince McMahon, Bruce, Dunn, whoever, this is important to just end it here. They have 3 awesome matches. You don't need any more between the two. Time to find something for both of them. But I honestly feel after this, they really deserve a run at the WWE title. You know, if you want to keep the Universal title on Roman, fine. That's fine. You can do that, keep his streak going. He really doesn't need the WWE Championship. Honestly, he doesn't. I don't know why they did that to begin with, but you can easily give that to Cody or Rollins. That way, there's a title on each show. And if Roman has to sit out for a while because he ran through the whole fucking roster, then fine. You know, then you can make the WWE title have some importance because it really needs it because you don't want another Brock Lesnar situation. But honestly, that was easily match of the night. And I noticed that Bruise man was getting red, red, and redder as the match went on. And I'm just like, damn, Cody is tough as shit. I mean, my God, that man will go through anything. He literally set himself on fire for you. So it's like, come on, stop hating on the man. I mean, be happy. He's happy. And he's truly showing you he's really happy to be back in WWE. I mean, he's a bigger star now than he ever was. And that's all any of us can ask for. I mean, Cody kept pushing, and now he's in the big time. So we should all be happy for him. Stop hating on him. Like, come on, really? How can you hate somebody like that? But easily match of the night. But so I did miss the first match because I was out with family, so I apologize. But I have the results here for you. Bianca Belair defeated Asuka and Becky Lynch. Are you surprised? I'm not. I didn't think Asuka would return and win the title already. I didn't think they'd give it to Becky Lynch again. So I'm glad Bianca Belair won here. But I just, poor Asuka, man. It's like you brought her back just to lose. It's like, come on, really? She deserves better. But I did happen to see. This is the match I turned on was Lashley and Omos, and I'm just like, oh god. This is the match I turned on. Peacock, Lashley, and Omos. The only reason I'm gonna say it was decent was because of MVP. The man can work. The man can talk. He's just that good. Lashley's good too. I'm not taking anything away from Lashley. Omos, it's just like there's nothing they have planned for that man. It's like why did they get rid of Braun for Omos? I don't understand. I'd rather the Strowman Express than Omos. You can disagree with me. You'd be like, oh, I don't want to hear that choo choo. But come on. At least Braun could do a couple more moves than Omos can. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. But that's all I need to say about that. The match was decent. I wasn't totally bored like I thought I would be, but I just hope there's no more of this. Like, come on, move Lashley on to something else, Vince, please. And then we have Kevin Owens defeats Elias. He always, even during the match, he's like, "It's Elias. You're Elias. You're Elias." The moves are the same. The speed of how he delivers the moves are the same. So it's kind of like it really feels like Elias to me. But you can disagree with me. That's fine. I'm not going to say no to criticism. I'm not going to block you or anything like that just because you disagree with me. I'm not like that. I'm an adult. I can take it. But Kevin Owens and Ezekiel delivered a great match. Anything Kevin Owens does is good. Anything. I mean, he can talk. Kevin Owens can get you invested. He he could be against somebody you could care less about and get you to care. That's how good Kevin Owens is, and I can understand why WWE wanted to keep him because the guy is a great worker and he gets put in good stuff. He really does, and he can make any part of the show exciting. I mean, I love the guy. I mean, you could disagree with me on that, but Kevin Owens is fucking awesome. I mean, he's everything Vince would need in a superstar, and I really enjoyed that match. Ezekiel, Elias, whatever you want to call him, put on a good effort. I was really impressed. He's looking good, and he's getting over. He really is. People are getting behind him, and what more can he ask for? I mean, these two are working very well together, and this is a match where I'm just like, keep fighting. I don't care if you want to keep running this back a few more times. This is a good feud between the two of these superstars. You don't need this is the type of feud you don't need the title or any title for, and it's just incredible. I really, really enjoyed this match. I would definitely give it a 4 stars out of 5 because there's some rough spots Ezekiel needs to work on. But hey, he's new. He'll get there. He has a bright future ahead of him. Then we have the Judgment Day defeats Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan. Very entertaining match. A lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed how Rhea and Liv knew that the men could not touch them, and they still played a role to get involved in the match. I mean, that was just awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. And I was expecting somebody to turn, but to my surprise, no one did, but that's fine. With Judgment Day, you don't want to add too many members too fast. Let it breathe, Vince. Let it breathe, Bruce. The three of them are fine for a couple more months. Then, if you want to add somebody new, that's fine. But you don't want to get this group too big to where they fill the ring and it's like another TNA faction. You just keep it simple, keep it to the three, let them get their time in, and then when you feel like they've reached their peak, then add a new member. You don't have to be in a rush. You're booking them just fine, but also don't book them to lose. I'm glad they went over here because if you have a group with edge, you don't want to be a loser. You want to be a winner because that's what what's the word I'm looking for? The presence that he brings. He doesn't bring the presence of a loser. He's a winner. So you want to keep all members of Judgment Day looking strong. Then we go on to Madcap Moss defeats Happy Corbin. I was actually entertained. I didn't think I would be, but these two brought it. Madcap Moss looks great. He actually looks serious, not joke. So glad I don't hear that anymore. But hopefully this is the end of these two though, because they got to have something for Madcap. I mean, the guy's too good. He can go, he can wrestle. Not taking anything away from Corbin either, but Madcap Moss is definitely more over than Corbin is. And the sad thing is, I prefer he go back to Broke Corbin. That was getting over more than Happy Corbin. So maybe they do something like that, but maybe not anytime soon. All in all, this was a really good match between the two. Not match of the night candidate or anything like that, but a fun match that we could enjoy. And glad Madcap got the win in brutal fucking fashion in the end. So, man, he really tore Happy Corbin up. So kudos to Madcap Moss. Glad he got the W, and hopefully this moves on to bigger and better things. Next match, we got Theory defeats Mustafa Ali. Not Mustafa. Mustafa. The ring announcer said it correctly, and then they went straight back to Mustafa. I'm just like, what did Vince go? That's not how you say it. You say Mustafa. Mustafa. It's not like mustard. It's Mustafa. I mean, God, poor guy, man. He probably just gave up at this point with them pronouncing his name. Like, they're going to say what they're going to say. I'm just glad I'm out there getting to do what I love to do and getting at least a title shot out of it. I mean, this was a good match between Theory and Ali. I picked Theory to win, and he did, in fact, do that. Had the selfies at the end, so good on Theory. But it would be nice to see Mustafa. I almost did it. Fuck. It would be nice to see Mustafa get some gold. Hopefully they will. Hopefully WWE will put some trust back in Ali. The guy is really, really good, and he just he's a great wrestler. He really is, and that's someone they could really get people behind. Now, the main event. Like Mark Henry says, it's time for the main event. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Cody got the win. I was kind of hoping Rollins would get a W here, but I can understand why WWE went with Cody because if Rollins would have won, there could have been another match and another match, and another match. So maybe WWE is like, this is it. You guys had three amazing, incredible matches. We're going to end it here. So, not kudos to them for that. I'm happy that did. So, hopefully, there's no more matches between them. Hopefully, no more. But they told an amazing story. That Bruce, once again, was a story of the whole entire night. And also, they really emphasized it during the match, through the whole match, in fact. Kevin Dunn was just having a field day with that injury. I'm just like, geez, Kevin, just like, like we know you don't have to keep doing it. It's like we know how bad it is. But I guess they wanted to have that visual so they could really tell the story, and it was an amazing story. that they really switched it into high gear towards the end there, and that's the way the story should have ended. So at least we didn't get a weird finish. At least we got not a clean victory, but a victory nonetheless. And Cody went over. That's 3 over Rollins. There can't be any more. Thank goodness for that because I don't want to have any bad memories with this feud. This is a feud that could go down as perfectly booked, and something we could all remember as a good memory. WWE needs to give us more of those, not just overly do it and have match after match after match after match after match. It's like, come on, guys, please don't put it into overkill. Don't put it into overkill, okay? Please, because there was your results. What a wonder, not what a wonderful match between Cody and Seth. They really both deserve a title run with the WWE title. Maybe not the Universal, that belongs to Roman, but give them the WWE title. Put that on Raw. Let everybody go crazy over it, and that could only provide for good television. Please take it from me, WWE. That could only provide for good television. So look at that. We went through Hell in a Cell in under 20 minutes. Can't argue that. Good day's work. No, just kidding. But I do hope you guys have a wonderful time during WWE Raw tonight. I offered to go into work because I need the money. So I will be checking throughout the night, but I won't be able to be as engaged as I normally am. You may get a tweet here and there, and that's about it. But I will keep my eye on it. Still seeing Bray floating around, so we'll see. But maybe he may not even come till SummerSlam. Who knows? Who knows what Bray Wyatt's could do? But that would make sense if he were to return at SummerSlam where the Fiend debuted. I'd have no issue with that. So hopefully they have some plans for him, and that's why they're delaying it to make sure they have a path for Bray Wyatt. Not just throw him in as something that doesn't mean anything, and then it's just like, well, glad you're back, but what are you doing here? We don't want any of that floating around. So, guys, if you like this review, I know it's early, so I wasn't expecting anyone coming on, but I do have to go in at 7 before Raw starts and work the night shift tonight. So please hit the thumbs up. Let me know you like this video. Also, comment down below. I'd really appreciate it. All of it's free. Thank you for those who subscribed to the channel recently. We're almost at 1,900 subscribers. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So I thought I'd do the first ever live stream for you guys reviewing a show. I hope you enjoyed it. Until NXT tomorrow night, guys, this is Madden's Elite Podcast. Thank you so much. I love you and take care.